说中文。
Chinese pot, Chinese pot, Chinese pot. That's the way to learn Chinese. Chinese pot, Chinese pot, Chinese pot. That's the way to learn Chinese.
Hello, welcome once again to Chinese Pod. We're bringing you lessons in spoken Mandarin. Today's lesson is for beginners at newbie level. That means it's pretty basic right here. Now, my name is Ken Carroll.
And I'm Jenny.
And tell us, Jenny, tell us a little bit about what we're going to talk about today.
Well, it's one of the most key things you need to learn in China.
Okay.
It's not to drink tap water.
Okay.
Not to drink it straight.
Okay. Tap water. We're going to talk about water, and tap water in particular. So briefly, before we do, essentially, if you're in the cities, I think it's fine to drink tap water. Normally,
After boiling
yeah,
it.
boil it. I mean, boil it. The problem I have with tap water is you get a taste of chlorine from it. Is
Exactly.
it chlorine? I don't know what it is. Something. I don't know. And that's the problem I have, but I think it's safe. But everybody here tends to drink,
Bottled water,
water.
or at home we use those big coolers.
Yeah. So
But you never know what goes into it.
you don't. Anyway, so here's water issues today. We're talking about water. It's a newbie lesson, as I said, if you're an absolute beginner. If you need something more challenging, go to ChinesePod.com. But let's listen to this little water dialogue 3 times first.
Dialogue first time.
不要喝自来水，
怎么了？
不卫生。
我知道了，谢谢。
Second time.
不要喝自来水，
怎么了？
不卫生。
我知道了，谢谢。
Third time.
不要喝自来水，
怎么了？
不卫生。
我知道了，谢谢。
Okay, good. Well, translation time.
不要喝自来水。
Don't drink the tap water.
不要喝自来水。
Don't drink the tap water.
不要喝自来水。怎么了？
What's wrong with it?
怎么了？
What's wrong with it?
怎么了？不卫生，
It's not clean.
不卫生，
It's not hygienic.
不卫生。我知道了，谢谢。
Oh, I see. Thank you.
我知道了，谢谢。
I see. Thanks.
我知道了，谢谢。
Okay, great. Now, let's get into slightly more detail here, if you don't mind. Let's start with the first sentence, please, Jenny.
不要喝自来水。
All right, now from the back. Let's take it from the back of the sentence. And the expression for tap water is?
自来水，自来水，
Okay. Now, the word for water is?
水，水。
And that's the third tone.
Exactly.
Shui. And the word for tap water is?
自来水。
Okay.
And it's funny because literally 自来水 means automated water.
Automated, yeah. The stuff you just get yourself. You can get yourself.
Miraculously, it
Indeed.
just happens to be there.
Yes, 自来水. Great. Now, the verb to drink is?
喝，喝，
And that's first tone, right?
Correct.
喝. Right. So let's hear the expression to drink tap water.
喝自来水，喝自来水。
喝自来水. Okay, to drink tap water. Great. Now, you're telling somebody not to drink it, and the expression to say not in this case is?
不要，不要。
Great. 不要. Now, this is used in more or less any context when you want to tell somebody not to do something.
Yes.
Now, 要, the verb 要 means to
To want.
But it's used. This is a collocation. This is
Yes.
a phrase. 不要 meaning don't do it.
Yeah.
Literally translated, it'd be don't want. But this is the way we use it.
Yes.
不要. So if you want to say one more time, so don't drink the tap water, you say.
不要喝自来水。不要喝自来水。
Great. Now, 喝, once again, the verb to drink, just to emphasize that that's the bit in the middle.
Welcome back to another installment of Chinese Pod Trivia. And the question for you is, for what test does Chinese Pod offer preparation services for? Is it A, the polygraph, B, the colonoscopy, C, the HSK test, or D, the CAT scan?
The CAT scan?
Ooh, sorry, that is incorrect. The correct answer is C, the HSK test. That's right, Chinese Pod will thoroughly prepare you to pass this rigorous test of proficiency in Chinese. ChinesePod.com/HSK.
Now, you want to know, somebody says to you, don't drink the tap water. And you want to know, well, what's wrong with it? And a very simple way to say that is,
怎么了？怎么了？
怎么了? We won't go into any detail on that. That's basically what it means. You want to know,
Yes.
what's up with that? What's that about? What do you mean? So one more time, that's
怎么了？怎么了？
great. Now, that can be used in any context where you might feel confused about something and you don't know what's going on. 怎么了? What's the matter? What's going on there? Now, the reason why your friend has cautioned against drinking the water is because
不卫生，不卫生。
now the expression 卫生 means it's not
Hygienic.
It's not hygienic. It's not sanitary. It's not clean. It's not safe, essentially.
Yes.
And the word 不 meaning again
Not.
the not
the
the same.
negative.
Indeed, the same. A moment ago we said 不要,
不要,
and that's like a verb. Do not
Yes.
do this thing. So 不 is used to indicate the negative. So very simply translated, it would say the phrase 不卫生 would mean
Not hygienic.
not hygienic, not clean. So let's hear that again, please, Jenny.
不卫生，不卫生。
Great. Could we hear that word, the tones on that for unclean or
不卫生 second, fourth, and first.
good? 卫生 meaning
Hygienic.
不卫生 meaning
The
not.
opposite.
Indeed. And then you say, oh, I see what you mean. So you can say,
我知道了，我知道了。
good, 我知道了. Now, there are many ways you can express the idea, I see what you mean. This is one way. Literally translated, this means I know.
I know, yes.
You wouldn't say it this in English. You wouldn't say this. If somebody informed you of something, you wouldn't say, I know. Right? But in Chinese, it's perfectly 我知道了 means now I get it. Now I
Yes.
see. Right? In English, it would actually be quite insulting.
Yeah, it's like, why are you telling me things I already know?
Indeed. So let's hear that again, please, Jenny.
我知道了，我知道了。
In this case, if you left out the la, the particle at the end, would it make any difference to the meaning?
It would imply that you already know.
Okay, great. So the la indicates that you've learned something.
Yes.
And that makes it seem more friendly. Great. And then you're just thanking someone, you say,
谢谢，谢谢。
good. Let's listen to that 3 more times, shall we?
Dialogue first time.
不要喝自来水，
怎么了？
不卫生。
我知道了，谢谢。
Second time.
不要喝自来水，
怎么了？
不卫生。
我知道了，谢谢。
Third time.
不要喝自来水，
怎么了？
不卫生。
我知道了，谢谢。
Okay, now, so there you are. We're imagining that you are perhaps visiting China, and maybe you may have a friend who's given you some advice.
Yeah.
For example, one piece of advice was, don't drink the tap water, and that was...
不要喝自来水。不要喝自来水。
Great. Now, you could be on the street, you might see a little restaurant or a stall on the street, and you might think, oh, that looks pretty good. But your friend tells you, well, actually, that's...
不卫生。不卫生。
不卫生. He says that's not...
Not very clean, not very
clean.
safe.
You got to watch out for that stuff. Okay, well, there you have it. Hope that makes you a little bit safer
Yeah.
on any travels.
One important fact of life.
I don't, you know, in all the years I've been in Shanghai, I don't think I've ever really been sick from food or anything like that. But I would say that outside the city, if you're going to small towns and stuff, particularly maybe in summertime when it's hot and they leave the food there for a while, it
Do
could
watch
be-
out.
You got to watch out for that stuff. Anyway, that's it for today.
We shall be back tomorrow.
Yes, indeed. It's time for us to say
再见。
As usual, ChinesePod provides an extensive selection of learning materials for this lesson on its website, www.chinesepod.com. You can access this lesson directly with the lesson number,
0406
so just go to www.chinesepod.com/0406
06
and you will find a transcript, vocabulary, and much more. The link again, www.chinesepod.com/0406